tired today. Definitely slept quite poorly. So obviously the best solution is to have more caffeine. Clearly, that's what's needed. And that's what I'm going to do. Hello, Zoom. Welcome. Find some messages. Find some messages. Okay. Oh man, I woke up at like 3 in the morning and just struggled to go back to sleep. We had a lot of thunder over the course of the night. I'm a little sleepy. Just a little slippy slappy. It's taking forever to load. While this is loading, why don't we go ahead and just get our shaders set up? I hate it when I randomly wake up. Me too. It just fucks me. I'm over it. Let me sleep. Just hate laying there like I know I can go to sleep, but my body just doesn't want to. When I have a day off, I can stay in bed until noon if I want, but if I wake up, I'm awake and can't go back to sleep. There's like some advantages in that. I think it's probably generally better to have a very consistent sleep schedule. Yeah, I don't know. What's better? I like sleeping in a little bit more frequently or just having that ability to wake up immediately. I'm torn on that. I wish I had not switched 100%. I one of the things I keep thinking about is like that's going to be such a probably one of the most common augmentations to start would be like uh, better hearing aids, like really improved ones. Especially if you're like really old. But how cool would it be to just be able to turn off your ears every now and then? I feel like I'd sleep so well. It's like, yep, and nothing can wake me up now. especially for people with tinnitus and stuff. I don't think there's a mission on this one. Just a volume slider in real life. I mean, VR chat's pretty nice in that way. There's like some child runs up to you and you can just turn them down to like 0.1 volume. It's like, shush. I have a niece with a hearing aid, and she does in fact like to turn them off every now and then. It just seems like it'd be convenient, you know? The next place I'm moving, it's like I'm gonna be happy to be there for certain aspects, but one aspect I'm not happy about is that the it's just generally way louder there, which is funny because it's more in the middle of nowhere, but because it's in the middle of nowhere, people just like blast their music or don't care. It's like, oh man, I'm gonna have to weather that. All right, that looks really good. Very satisfying to get set up in here. I feel like the roughness is not correct though. Hair too. And what else? Oh, yeah. Still need to set up all the smoothness for this one, and invert color, factor, bam. Okay, good. That's correct. That looks a lot better. Not quite as shiny as I expected. I feel like the gold would be a little bit shinier. Also, is anyone familiar with Crew AI? Seeing what they're up to with like agent workflows? I know of it, haven't used it though. Very intrigued by those developments. I'm gonna try to might spend a day this week trying to get some AI workflows experimented with. I'm in a really good position to kind of start messing around with that stuff. Especially if I could like create like custom redeems for my stream. I think that'd be really interesting. All right, look at that. Look how good he looks. Nice. always fun to get the this view set up. Definitely looks a little different though. Okay. Got a nice sheen on the metal in Unity though. That looks quite nice. All right, so what's left? Left is finishing up the dagger, finishing up the text on the scroll, and then working on the mouth. That should pretty much be it. We're missing gems on this side. Also the gem shadow. Let me actually get my sketchbook. Well, to-do list. Final things to do left. Okay. So the gem shadow we need. We want the scroll text, dagger, painted. And I think that's about it. Then we'll move on to rigging. That should be it for the texturing today. Sleepy today. Sam sleepy. Okay, back to Painter. I'm actually going to close Blender for right now, as I think with the textures loaded in there, it's going to be a little bit more expensive. There we go. Back into Blender really quick. We'll want the clothing collection. Here. We're going to bake one with all of them joined. Yeah. So export this FBX. We'll go to Substance Painter. We'll make a Lorian clothing flipped, just like our hair. And Lorian clothing flipped. Set to Substance Painter V2. That looks good. Then also the sculpt clothing. Oh, I should have done the cage as well. Bam. Yeah, I keep thinking of things like Resonite, or even with Blender. I wonder how much I could speed up my own workflows with it, like a set of agents. Like from a drawing, make this environment, place this environment. stuff like that. Fun to think about because those will only get better. So I think I need to start practicing thinking in that space. Sounds good. But like, especially in systems where it's able to either view into the world, some sort of world. Like, what if I could use AI agents to create custom NPCs for VR chat? Like, VR chat characters that just act like they're. That'd be cool. AI actor. Make a whole D&D campaign based off that. Brain. All right, back to Painter. So we're gonna make a new thing here, and then I could just bake it like this, but it'd be nice. Yeah, it'd be nice to get the high poly in there. High poly, KG. Okay. Fusion, or 4K. Save. I just want the ambient occlusion. Save that. That should work. Save. All right. So now that we've baked that, we can go back to our other version, main version of the clothing, and simply bring that texture in. Good morning, Shy2B. Hello, welcome. Happy Tuesday. Loading. Loading. So, we're going to go to our bracer here. And inside of this, I'm going to make a template flat. And let that fill. We'll use the bakes we just made. Just need to invert it. And then that. And then we'll set a paint on top, set to multiply, set the whole thing to black, and then we can paint in what we need. save. I think this afternoon we're gonna mess around with making some AI agents. Should have exported color too. Hmm. I think I need to include in this mask on user 0. Otherwise, the matte cap texture just punches right through it. Maybe it takes so long. Right. I wasn't exporting, I was just saving, which takes 1,000,000 years. Ugh. Sorry, I'm just making noises over here. Ignore me. I kind of expected that to have a little bit more impact. We can see a little bit of it, but we just kind of need to extend it, I suppose. So we'll add another view here, a blur. And I'll just set the blur to linear dodge, which is a fun little trick. Boy, expand it a little bit more. Might be a little strong. Like that though. Just lower to something like that. And I'm gonna stand in. I'm gonna stand in. Wow, dude, looks better than Photoshop. I really need to learn this Substance Painter. It's awesome. It's awesome. But it's a lot of what I'm taking advantage with here is the baking. And I think that's why I'm so bullish on it. It's awesome. The baking stuff really allows you to work with the model. Quite the cook. I prefer Baker. There we go. Okay, yeah. So now we got some like soft ambient shadows in there. I might clean it up a little bit more. I just want a touch more. Teensy weensy bit more. Turn that all the way back up again. But kind of do this at a levels in order to kind of actually push that bottom layer out a little bit. I want a shadow right where the crystals touch, right where they touch. And we'll actually put a shadow onto the gems as well. Yeah, let me copy this template. Call this clip. Yeah. Copy it. Bring it into the gems at the bottom here. And we'll remake the paint layer. This time it's on the gems. Here. Be more useful to look at it in this lens. Let's push it up a little. Cool. And then it'd also be good to include it on the hat. I suppose the top and bottom. For now, we'll start with the top. Let me think about this. I feel like I should just be adding it on its own layer at this point if I'm going to be adding it to every single. Well, I don't want it on the scroll. Don't want it on the dagger. Don't really want it on the clothing. Just want it on the hat, the bracers, maybe the ring, jewelry. But there was probably an easier way to add this. Is what I'm thinking. Just add it up top. Add a paint set to multiply. Get rid of it on everything and just add it back on some things. Simple. Go. Maybe we do put it on the scroll. It's the only thing that's really touching it. Should just be the shadow from the body. To have just a little bit of shadow. That feels like a little bit more than a little. Okay. too much. But we do get some nice shadowing on the hat and stuff. Cool. But that's fucked up. That's fucked up. I probably doubled it. Oh, finally. Back. Still too much. Okay. Maybe instead of linear dodge this time we just do normal. Oh, that's not what I want. That's interesting. Even a blur of 0 still does that. That must just because it's a linear dodge then. So I was probably messing it up with that, making it a bit more difficult than it needed to be. I've never done that to myself. Making something more difficult than it needs to be. You know? I think I'm a little prone to that. Whoops. Ah. Almost there. Keep saving. I keep saving. Okay. Hello, Jay. Welcome. Hello, hello. All right, look at that. It's subtle, but it does add a lot. Hello, Jay. How's your Tuesday going? I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. I'm sitting here frothing at the mouth, thinking more about AI. Thinking about more AI. The gem shadows too much. That save took no time at all. Funny. What about you, Jay? What are you up to this Tuesday? This fine Tuesday. Doing good, sitting here baking normal maps in Blender. Exciting. Good, we're duoing the baking stuff then. I'm on the tail end of it. You're just entering it. Funny the butt highlights. But I struggle because he can't bake the ballet button. Nothing fine about this Tuesday. No. Everything's fine about this Tuesday. Everything. All right, let's work on the text on the scroll here. Bad weather, bad to-dos, bad coffee. Icing on the cake there. The bad coffee. Gotta be in paper. Ink. Turn that down. And we can just kind of duplicate this, set it to linear dodge, and just kind of go a little ham with just random patterns, right? Pattern. So I can just do this quite easily. Squish it or something. Interesting. Not what I'm going to use, but you can start layering a bunch of different effects on here. Cornfather, hello, good morning, welcome. Welcome. Nay, hint on material settings in Blender for normal map when you bake an existing map to a new UV layout. Any hint, gotcha. On material settings in Blender for a normal map when you bake an existing map to a new UV layout. I always, in Blender, bake everything through the emission node, because that seems to generally preserve everything the best. I don't like using the multi-bake option. So when I bake stuff, I prefer to switch everything to the emission, and then you just pass your normal map into the emission instead. And then I just make a material or a custom material per texture. So I have one material for the base color, one material for the ambient occlusion, and for each one I go through the emission. Just for some reason, it's just a little bit more consistent. I really struggled using the full baking stuff. It just gives you a little bit more control. Just a little bit. Me too, dude. It doesn't get it right. Yeah, I can rotate this 90 degrees. That's cool. Doesn't get it right no matter how I set it up. It's one of the main reasons I use Substance. There are add-ons though. There are add-ons for it. I'm getting a little bit on there. Surprised by that. I'm gonna squish it in a little and say cropped to shape. In the normal UV map and normals look fine since they came out of Substance Painter, but I changed the UV layout and the baking with normals is just a pain. Gotcha. Oh. Oh, I see. Okay, let me review your full question then. Any head-on material setting in Blender for normal map when you bake an existing map to a new UV layout? Man, there is a stream I did. If you go to the imp, I did a quest version of the imp character relatively recently, about a month ago. I think I do go through my process of rebaking things, but generally, the key thing for baking, if you have other UV maps, is you really just need to make sure you're specifying which UVs you have. So if I have my UV map here, like you want your first, let's make a second UV map. You want your first UV map to be for your original textures, right? The one you're transferring from. So let's say I've got my first UV map on the very first one. And then when I'm baking, then I want to use my new UV map here. So bam, like this. So that way I'm baking to this second node. Two very important things though, and this is again another pain point of Blender. You have to select the image node when you're rendering, and you also have to select your target UV map. If you select the original UV map, it won't work. You have to select the second your target UV map. That one took me a while to figure out. Yeah, so basically just make sure all your image textures, you know what UV map they're using, because you do need to specify when you're baking. Yeah, so it took me a while to figure out. It is really silly. It's just like, it's just Blender. It's just Blender. Good things about it, some rough things about it. All right. Or you can just buy Simple Bake. Yeah, and that's what suggesting is just like, there are a lot of options out there when it comes to baking now. Baking. I would expect to see one more just on the other side over here or something. Thanks for the knowledge, like always. Absolutely. Hopefully, I wasn't just telling you stuff you already know. What should I buy? I use Simple Bake at the moment. Substance for me. I would seek out someone else's recommendation for other add-ons. Substance is where my heart's set on. So I have a jaded perspective. First, Simple Bake for what I do because I'm only making Android avatars at the moment. I also have Substance, but I'm not into the game on how to bake onto a new UV map with it. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, sorry. I keep confusing Substance with Blender. Okay, so yeah, I guess I was just on you're forgetting which software you're targeting. So for Substance, if you're looking to update your map, usually what I do, I don't know if perhaps there is a better way, but generally you just export your new mesh and you adjust your file that you're targeting. So this is the file that I use to make this one. I would either overwrite that, and I can use Shift Control R to refresh my file. You should make backups of your files. So then you can refresh with Shift Control R, boom, and you'll get in your updated mesh. But here's the hard part about Substance. If you didn't do your work in 3D by using projections and that kind of stuff, if you do your work, if you did all your work on the UV side, then you're probably going to have to redo a decent amount and reposition things. Other than that, I would just, if nothing's changed and I'm just changing things between two UV maps and I'm not going to edit the textures anymore, I would just use Blender to transfer, to change each texture into a new format onto that new UV map if I'm not going to edit anything. If I do have to do additional texture work, then I would go through Substance, reposition everything from my UV map into my 3D space for all the effects that I want. Yeah, it really depends on, are you going to be doing more editing, I would say. Hopefully that's a little clearer on the thought process there. A new UV map is just another layout of how your texture is going to look. Correct. But if you set stuff up in Substance, yeah, like I was just saying there, definitely do as much effects as you can, as much painting as you can in the 3D space, just because it saves your stroke positions, but you lose it on the UV side. Go try it now. Sounds good. Sounds good. Then we'll duplicate, and this one I'll do a text. That'll be fun. A font. We have like a cool font we could use, something that looks fancy. Gothic font would be cool. Is that how you add effects also? Substance. It depends on what you're looking for. A lot of shader effects, especially with the Poyomi shader, you can create masks and things. That's how I'm doing stuff like the eyes have depth here. A little hard. Might be a little bit hard to see on your side, but the pupils go in. And there's no change to the geometry. I'm just feeding a texture into one of Poyomi's features, which is the parallax height mapping here. So some of those effects start in Substance, but they still, almost all the final effects, it gets all pulled together in Unity for it to work. So if I wanted something like there's also this effect where things that touch the character give like a soft glow. So like where things are touching. Right here and stuff. So he kind of has this like gelatinous magic feel. But again, anything that needs to be dynamic is going to be made in Unity. Mesh import failed. No! You need to make sure you're exporting it at the same size. A nice way to check is to take what you have in Substance and export the mesh from Substance. So export your mesh from Substance so you can make sure you're getting the sizing correct, scale. And then you should be good to go. What do they call that? What is the effect called? I'm asking ChatGPT right now. What's the effect called when you have text that looks garbled and overlaid with? Hello, Sky. Good morning. Hello. Zalgo text. I just want to know. Magic bullshit. Oh, copy this. Can I do that in Substance? What I want to know. Oh, I can. Cool. That doesn't render. That's bullshit. Oh, that would have been so cool. Ignore due to poor time. Oh, hello, Wendy. Sorry. Yeah, I must have missed you. I actually don't see your message. But hello. Yeah. I think it just didn't come through. But hello. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. You don't have subs enabled, Samboy? Oh, I have my sound down. I'm doing good. This is a beautiful day. Did you sub, Wendy? I appreciate that. Thank you. Let me check my notifications. Win made it 69. Nice. Do you have redeems enabled? It's through I have my restream layout here. So sometimes my Twitch notifications don't come through. 145k. I'm gonna be redoing the redeems soon. Oh, I have to log in now. I have to log in now. I don't want to hear myself. No. Leave me alone, me. Oh my god. I have to log into everything right now. One day I'll just redeem sculptures in bulk and bury him alive. Okay. Create a dashboard. Alerts. No. Resubscribe for 1 month at tier 1. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the resub. Super appreciated, Wendy. Sorry to ignore you there. Soon, he says. Yeah. But I have a lot of thoughts. I have a lot of things that I want to experiment with the redeems. There's these really cool AI agent things popping up, and I've got some thoughts. All right, let's make sure we have VTuber Plus on. I think I missed the last sketch Scream. Well, did I get added to the mural yet? I do not think so. I think so. Let's see. No. Definitely message me on Discord with your reference. Yeah. Psylocke needs to be still be added as well. That's right. Sketch redeems. Got my random sticky notes stuck to a wall. That's my that's my method right now. I had a bunch of post-it notes. And I also want my Sharpie, please. Sharpie, please. Sharpie, please. Ooh, so many things to do. Okay, fuck that. I got my sketch. See, this is why I'm gonna make some AI agents. This is why I'm gonna make some AI agents. I'm gonna make a little AI company around myself. For myself. Psylocke and Wendy sketch. Noted. All right. Very cool. Now, I would like some of these because these are cool. That's all cool. These are cool ish or cooler. Say that looks pretty cool. Oh, interesting. But now they don't meet. I squished them that way. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I like that a little bit more. Okay. So then we can add a anchor point. And on top of this, we'll add a template flat. And this will be and filter here to a blur set to linear dodge. So we get this nice soft edge. It's always make things look like they're tattooed or something. when you add a little bit of blur, just a soft ink. My dragon boards are required on there. My favorite quote of this year so far: patience is always rewarded. I'll send them a good PC. 5 hours sleep waiting up for dumb things. Many regrets. Was awake at 3 a.m. this morning. Not on purpose. I didn't like it. But Ohio has a big storm coming this afternoon, so you know, what's the rush getting to work? What happens if you get a big storm? Do you just go home, or is it just going to be a dead day? They basically said expect a tornado watch at a minimum. So wow, yeah, we just got a huge thunderstorm last night here in Texas. But I think usually the weather is going the other way. So I guess I should expect more intense weather soon. Let's see, how does that work? United States weather. Yeah, but we stay safe. Yeah. If the tornado gets too close, just shoot it. Okay. Haunting Sirens very annoyed cat scream about being stuck with us in the bathroom for a couple hours. Shoot the hurricane. Shoot it. Oh, cool. Shoot the tornado. Gets a special type of ammo. I just punch him. You're putting your way of baking neural maps on a missive actually did the job. Good, good. Just put the existing neural maps as input in the missive in the simple bake, and it finally looks smooth. Good, good. Historical, the Twisters preferred Xenia to our East Coast. Xenia? Xenia? I mean, I wasn't it back in the 60s or whatever, they thought about like in order to stop hurricanes, you could like nuke them or something, just nuke a hurricane out of existence. That won't fuck with the weather system. Fine. It's fine. Just, just nuke the hurricane. No. No. Okay, good. I'm alive still. I thought my computer crashed. My mouse died, though. My mouse did die. Since the latest NVIDIA update, I haven't, fingers crossed, knock on wood, I haven't had any bad crashes, so. I did. Yeah. Just then, I was so sad. No. Crying, sobbing, shooting, farting. No. All right. Cool. Now we can make the ink glow, which is, I think, kind of interesting. Should yield some good results. Just gonna add one more layer of grunge to the paper. Make it look a little bit bolder. Old baby. Old baby. Around the same time, some folks decided to dispose of a beach whale via dynamite. I remember that. The cars are like getting crushed and stuff. Oh man, I can't imagine the smell on that. I'm actually going to delete that, go to the ink, copy this fill, and paste it here. And then we'll put that grunge back in. Cool. I'll have to find a nice way to fade out the middle there, but that grunge will be a little bit more consistent. And go with something like a bit of both, right? And make it dark. I feel like that makes more sense. Maybe just a tiny amount of height difference. So it's kind of crunchy inside those spots. There we go. JK. I'm gonna go listen to P. Diddy. I'll catch you guys later. On my way home, BRB. Sounds good. Man, what a wild week and random fucking entertainment news. Is that even entertainment? I mean, that's just actual craziness. P. Diddy. Evil. P. Diddy. Evil. Ooh, weird. There we go. That looks extra crunchy paper. Extra crunch. Yeah, I can believe it. Someone talked me out of trying to replace my wyvern wings on Morgus edit with bird wings. Why have I gotten in my head that this is a good idea? It shouldn't be too bad. I encourage it. Chris. Also DJ, so I do make sure I never play Jay-Z or P. Diddy again, lol. And let's do some design patterns on the... I don't know, that looks pretty nice. It looks kind of like this silk material here on the cloth. I like that. I think that looks pretty good. Be nice to get some sort of pattern going around here. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna close this up, and here's the cloth. We'll make a oh, P. Diddy got like raided by the FBI for like basically sexually assaulting people. Anyway, sorry, that's kind of morbid to hear in the morning. My apologies. But don't want to derail Sam's lives. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. But P. Diddy, no good. Motif. Shock Pikachu. Shock Pikachu. Interesting. So this spot here is going to be the only one that doesn't quite. We'll have to fix that there. Okay. We're making a little burrito. A little burrito. He's just a little burrito. Then we're gonna move some stuff around, just kind of make that spacing nice and consistent on here. Actually, we just gotta eyeball it. That should work. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Interesting. And it just cuts off right there. It's a little rough right on right there. Okay, that's better. Better-ish. All right, cool. So now we've got this edge. And we can do fun stuff like make it sharper. It's a little wobbly. That's okay. And I'd like to see what we can add here. Especially if we turn down like the spacing and stuff. Size. And the angle. Do some interesting things. Funny, this flips around. Doop, and then it flips. Flips here too. Interesting. That's something. The normals. No. Dang, that's a little odd. And then I'm going to take the path, duplicate it. This one will use a dash of some sort, something like this. Like this. And we'll space it. Size down. Spacing up. That's not quite as even as I'd like. But maybe we can be a little bit more exact. So let's say that this one is 12. And so this one should be 3, right? So it's size of 12 to 3, which means the spacing on the original path is 70 divided by 4, or times 4, 80. Ooh, very close. 140. There we go. Okay, so now we can actually be exact on our sizing. It's cool. Could double the spacing one more time. Or not double, but 1.5 it. And it should alternate. So that's at 280. What? 70, so 210. No, definitely just double. 280. Because they start in the same spot. So we would actually require some sort of offset. Flow. Do I have to do... The offset can't be in the stamp. Okay, but that means I could just change the ends, right? If I just put the tip of this particular line right here, wouldn't that mean that this side has to be here? Yeah, that is exactly what that means. Funny. Cool. Okay. Interesting. That's really cool. Slender Man. Hello, Slenderman. Slender. My apologies. Welcome. Hello, hello. Hope you're having a good day. Welcome to the stream. We're working on adding some fun textures to our character here. We've been working on just some Nice ways to build up interesting things. Rotation. Oh, we have follow path. Oh, but I can still adjust it. Good. Wood. Gotta go to work soon. That sucks. I'm sorry. So if I doubled the size, then I have to have the spacing. They're very close to exact, but definitely not there. Okay, I gotta go see you on later. Sounds good. Enjoy your day, Slender. Hope work goes well for you. Bye. Bye, Slender. Huh, that's kind of cool. What's going on here? A little wild. I need to separate these paths. So I'm gonna. Oh, well, I'm gonna save first. Then I'm gonna duplicate. Ooh. Okay, so duplicate this. And on this one, delete this path. On this one, delete this path. Okay, which now allows us to actually blend these two. Like this, we could do something like that, which is kind of cool. Do some interesting blending. I just have to make sure that I cut out the loop right here. This needs to be removed. So we're going to add we'll add a paint. Call it mask. And we just want to remove the influence here. Cool. Then do fun stuff like change up the metallic a little. So we get this kind of differences and in reflection. I don't feel that this is the most compelling design. It's a little tedious. It is cool once it's set up. It definitely just needs adjustment per stroke, though. Every time I add one, it needs to be tweaked a little. The follow path makes it a lot simpler, though. It's nice. Okay. And then on the very bottom, you have this template for like the base color. I'm going to increase that metallic a little bit. So it's just a little bit more obvious that we have this base pattern that looks so good. Yeah. Would be nice to have a little shadow on the edges here. So to do that, I'm gonna go ahead and make a template. Copy the layer here. Set this to a gradient. Invert the gradient. Hide it. Squish it. Balance. And then filter, blur. Ooh, do I want to add a 3D blur? It's so slow. I don't think I need to. I actually think that looks awesome. This little shadow there makes it pop so much. I do need to get rid of some of the noise in here. That's from paper texture here. Age. These can actually be grouped together. Add a white mask. I'll copy our main gradient and we'll paste it right here. Turn it on. All right. And we'll switch the Okay, something like that. And then helps prevent the grunge from accumulating. You know what? I actually should have just gone with the original gradient. That makes more sense. Well, yeah. Just have to watch out for the edges. Okay, not bad. Okay. This is a scroll. Wouldn't we expect to see this pattern continue into this spot right here? That's what's missing. That's why it looks a little odd. Leather. It's the motif. In the motif, we want this. Mask to go away. Yeah. It should be there too. Even though it feels a little odd. That is right. We may want to change it so we see a little here too, but I think that's okay for now. All right, save. Let's go ahead and export. Take a look in the good old Unity. Save. Return here. Cool. I think that looks pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Awesome. It would be nice to have a little bit more shadow where the right in here, right in these spots. Just like we put some here. Another path of it right here would be good. Okay, so let's do that. I'm gonna copy the leather shadow here. What a name. Paste it here. This will be paper shadow. Get rid of the gradient. Paint and the paint. We're gonna do a path because I'm lazy and it's effective. Weird. Paper layer. I'm at the top of the paper layer. I should be seeing some marks that I'm making. Okay, I think the issue is that we need to actually turn off the emissive. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. This is on the wrong shape. It's like, man, what the fuck is going on? That was going on. It makes more sense. What's nice is you can actually kind of go overboard with the amount of like curve points, and that actually works out pretty well. Finally, rep sent things. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you. Thank you. Good. Only just realizing Connor put Wolfhound. At least that's not relevant for a sketch. For what, your species or something? Or your Connor, the artist that worked on it? Like another path, which we'll set to linear dodge. And we're just gonna do the same thing on the other side. Supposed to be a silken windhound, which is the dog in the photo. I'm a windy dog. I'm a windy dog. Hmm. The normals there are really weird. Let me reset the normals. See this whole path thing, it just needs just a little bit more control, and it would be perfect. But there's some issues with it. It's a happy coincidence since I made this name over 20 years ago and only decided on a Sona like 2 years ago. Well, I don't feel so behind now. Blur. Oh, yeah, that looks way good. Way good. Way good. I kind of feel like I actually want to take the masks that we put on the little edges here. These ones. I'm going to copy those. Set them here. Delinear dodge. And this should be 100. It drives me insane. You can only rotate the handles in some directions. It's just weird. It's like, why even show the handles? It's like, oh, look at something you could almost control. If I can't have, there's no point in showing me the normals if they don't matter. I don't have any control over that. I guess you do have a little bit of control, just repositioning it, but still feels a little funny. I have some complaints. Oh. So for the leather here, we're going to do a little bit more work on it. This will probably be one of the final things we do to the clothing material. Ah, so we still need to paint the dagger. Not done yet. But I would like to take the leather here, put in a template. We'll call this scroll detail. We'll go to the paper, take our ink, copy, back to here, paste it. And so now we have a pattern we can loop. We're going to do anisotropic. Yes, like this. So I want light to do something like that. Just a little bit of hoarded detail. I'll add a generator, ambient occlusion, top set to multiply. And we'll add a paint, block out everything, set it to multiply, introduce scroll. That way this is only appearing here instead of on everything else. Mask. Where is it? Hmm. Okay. I feel like I keep getting close to what I want and then taking two steps back. Hello, Dr. Scroll. Welcome. Welcome from India. Welcome from Texas. Ooh, we're working on this character here. This Jin character. We're getting him all created. A lot of little details to add still, but we're having fun. We're having fun. You love India. I don't dislike India. I can't say I love India. I haven't been there. Been there. But I've met a lot of people from India. They're always very friendly. Don't look like too much. I like it though. I like it. All right. We're gonna call it there. For the scroll, because we have to work on the dagger now. We've got to work on the dagger. I think that looks amazing. Cool. Oops. I feel like maybe the tips of the hair should glow a little. Just a little. It would add just enough, I think. All right, but in the meantime, I do want to get the glow working on our scroll. Cool. So now we have control over the emission here. I think we'll give it a blue glow for right now because it matches the character. Then later, we'll actually pop open the hue shift, so we have some control over color and, of course, the emission strength. Super cool. All right. What it sound? Just screeching. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so let's go to the hair. I'm skipping the dagger for right now. You know, I'm actually probably going to save the dagger for another time. I'd rather... Whatever, we'll get to it. Just try to get all the texturing done today. Absolutely all the texturing done today. Interesting. Didn't expect that. I thought that would have worked a little bit better. Color gradient. Funny. Turn these off. I go to mask. Can't. Oh, it's not a mask. Of course. Okay, that makes sense. Um, So we can turn off emissive here, and I actually have to go here, add a filter. How it works? No, we can add an anchor point. Then above here, add another layer that uses a fill and fill emission we use anchor point gradient, referencing just the base color. That should give us the glow we want. All right, and then on the hair, we're of course going to use the emission we just made. Kind of cool. Yeah, just leave the directional light off, really. Hello, Arctic. Welcome. Hello, hello. We're working on our Jin here. Lorian. Getting him all pieced together. Actually, a little bit high on vertices right now. So I have to go in and simplify chunks of the hair. That'd be the easiest for sure. The teeth are kind of bluish. All right, I think everything's working just fine. Just fine. Sorry, I'm just obsessively checking everything. The chains here look sharp. But perhaps that is simply because they are sharp. All right, we're at 71,300. We need to drop that count down. I don't want to lose any resolution on the mouth and teeth. The dagger. It's almost 4K. But I mean, some of these are pretty simple objects. This one here Perhaps I can get away with one more multi-res. Excluded. Multi-res unsubdivided. Yeah, just get rid of it. Okay, the easiest ones to change are all of these sharper points. We got the horns, the tip of the hat, we've got the hair. All of those are ripe for edits. In fact, we did also add additional cuts to the top of the hat right here. We'll get rid of those. We'll also resolve some edges here. That's probably all I really need to do is just go in and clean some of these up. All right. Yeah, we already brought it down to 68,000. Nice. Oh, you mentioned earlier about storms coming through there last night and never actually responded. That was the same line of storms. We're getting the north end of it, which was now a big cluster of bad. Same front. Yeah, I'd have to assume because it's just hitting us at the same time. It's a lot quieter this morning though. During the night though, it was quite explosive. What button am I pressing? Holy moly. There we go. Okay. So now let's take all these. And we'll say edge merge by distance. Okay. Gorgeous. And that gives us a way sharper eyeball. Look at that. Beautiful. And I'm actually going to do the same for eyelash. right, bevel. Rapati. It's very Egyptian for some reason. This blue, purple, or yellow and purple combo. All right, look how much crisper those eyes are. Bada boom. Let's make sure the normals are holding up. Actually, I can't really check an Eevee, can I? One difficult part about working in Blender is that the Eevee renderer kind of sucks. It actually has some problems. Like using like it doesn't work well with low poly models generally. All right, those eyeballs came out super well. This is not the latest version. Where did I just export this? I didn't write it. Just did that. Geometry, tangent, export, save. There we go. Crispy. Crispy. The eyelash needs to be removed from the cube map that we're seeing here. So where'd my... Oh, interesting. The depth effect only works when the light's on. Okay, I'll have to make sure I communicate that. Resume. All right. Let's clean up the dagger. Always look on the bright side of life. Ba-doop, 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 ba-doop. Okay. Open up my ref one more time. One more time. Boom. Drop that right there. Okay, now we're going to take a nice chunk of time, get this dagger looking sharper. Sharper. Blade gradient. Tilt. And gold. Then our string here, use a little bit of pop. 0.05. Don't need a crazy amount, just enough to kind of get it up. And then our gems. Oh, duh. No, it has been like this. That's why it looks gold in the other one. Duh. Okay, that makes more sense. I'd be more interested, Sam, but I'm trying to quit vaping, so I've been a little cray today. Fair. Ooh. Just gotta get your sleep schedule in order. You good to go. Good to go. Break that nicotine habit. Excuse me. Cool. That looks dope. And then we'll do our color. And yeah, don't worry, you guys are not here to entertain me. And mostly just a relaxed stream. That's what I'm hoping for. Relax a stream. Yeah. Nice place to chill, do fun stuff. Nothing crazy. I like that a lot. Now we're going to use the hilt as well. I feel like the gold or something here is a little too much, so pull back our tolerance. No. It's just going to be how it is. Okay. Just going to be how it is. As for the hilt, it does seem to have some sort of... Don't want to, but I have to because I can't breathe right. I'm being forced. Kind of like when I had cancer. I'm a mess, Sam. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Brian. Definitely, yeah, definitely put your health first. That is important. It's tough sometimes. That's for sure. But it is worth it. Dun, 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 dun. Copy this one. Yeah. But I won't stop my Red Bull, damn it. Was the can't take the sky from me. Take my... You can't take the sky from me. Which reminds me of Firefly for some reason. Oh, what a good show. So disappointing that show never had a chance. Every choice brings consequences as long as you accept the terms. The terms. Um, I enjoyed it, but I think it was massively overhyped for me. It's it's not like it's not like mind blowing, but I think it scratches an itch that a lot of shows struggle to do of like good wholesome like found family stuff. That always is really nice. I think uh oh, Firefly the show has a lot of really great moments. It does. It does. I would say the overall story is okay, but the interpersonal like the interactions between everyone just feel really good. Um they got that right for sure. They got that down pat. Oh yeah, the old show, sci-fi. Yes. Old, how dare you? And then we're gonna add an anchor point to the string. And take the anchor shadow template right here. String shadow. Yeah, because most people that worked on the show are now gay hair old people. I'm JK. No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. They are old. They are old. Inverse subtract, please. Right. I guess we could push it in just a little. Hmm. Push it was smoother. It's not quite as strong. Right around there. So my gray hair, well, and the expanse is old as well. Not Jean-Luc Picard old, but still. What, 8 years old? Basically ancient. And it'd be nice to have a shadow right there as well. String shadow. There's the string. I saw it in a museum. Museum. Yeah, so this is the white or ivory, I guess. Kind of reminds me of ivory. And we'll say shadow and switch this up to be dark. Dark. Boom. No roughness, no height information, no normal information. Just this over here. I'm going to change the color to be a little bit browner, but not quite as dark. Roughness. Nice. Cool. That looks good. Pretty close. I think we'll just need some sort of texture on the hilt. Oh no, those are runes. All right, so those are carvings there. All right, cool. The Substance 3D Painter, they say, is free for students, is a scam. They want to get you hooked. They want to make you reliant. All right. We'll do another shadow onto the blade here. So copy this. I guess it would just be here. An alpha shape. We get a nice rounded shadow. There. You also have to be careful in canceling any Adobe spyware because they make you think it's gone, but there's an extra page for you to say you are really, really sure, which is easy to miss. So I ended up paying for an old extra year of PS, even though I didn't touch the damn thing. Fucking Adobe. Tried twice to apply for it and clicked on links, just end up frustrated. I remember trying to get Maya Substance to, or Maya's student Steph to work. What a huge pain. Open source is the way, y'all. The light, the truth, in the way. Hello, Zoom. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hey. Playfuls Fox, thank you for the subscription. Hello, welcome to the stream. Thank you. Much appreciated. Let me know if you have any questions. Right now, we're just chilling, making stuff. we're texturing. Let me show you the character we're working on, actually. So we've got this whole kind of imp character here that we're working on. And yeah, making some details. Oh, Zoom, since you're here. The directional, if there's no light in the scene, I don't think the depth effects work. So that's just like a VR chat, or that's a Unity thing. So just be aware of that. It seems to lose the depth of the depth thing will only work if the scene you're in has a light. I don't know why that is. Some sort of Unity thing. But just to keep that in mind. Just to keep that in mind. You can't take the sky from me. I don't mind paying for software, even something mildly expensive, but fuck having to sub to anything or stay online for it to work. That's predatory AF and should be illegal. I don't disagree. Most places have lights, so I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah, I think it's just more of a corner case, but it's good to know. Only 5 minutes now. How much is the best way to rig breast? Hello, Astria Zero. How much bones for VR chat? Well, I can send you 2 resources. Rigging is definitely something to learn. Let me go. Better rigging. Cool. On the x-axis. Oops. On the x. So here's my video. I have a YouTube video going over rigging, which is long, but it gives pretty much a comprehensive resource for rigging. And then as for how many bones, there is a page for the performance ranking of VR chat avatars. So this is what you want to reference. How many bones can you have is a question of what rank do you want and what platform you're shooting for. So definitely take a look at this page, Astrea, because that's going to give you the most info for how you can put your stuff together. So definitely check it out. I mean, only for breast? This is not a question. I mean, put a question, 2 question marks. I'm just modeling my model. I don't understand. I think question marks usually imply a question, but definitely check out those resources. Usually you're using like 2 bones for breasts. But I'm not going to go through the process on my stream right now. Definitely, you can review some of my live streams where I've rigged breasts. 2 bones like bone, root, and next 001. Yeah, and they have to be attached to the spine. They have to be attached to the spine. And so you have to make sure that your breastbones are children bones of your spine bone, and then use your fizz bone components to target them. Tilt shadow. Tilt. Cool. It just gives it so much. Love that. 2 bones like bone, root, and next 001. But yeah, generally 2 bones, 1 for each booba. Any more than 2, it starts getting a little more like it gets a little weird. I'm asking because my model has 2 bones. One is going from the chest, second is going back, but a little higher. Not all in the same way. This looks like a V letter. How this bone's going? So I'm assuming you mean something like, just as an example, I'm just going to draw here. Ignore the background, I'm just drawing. So you got your boob, and then you have a bone here, and then a bone here, like this. So boob, you're looking at it from the side. You got your bone. That should be fine. As long as it's behaving properly, bone orientation can change depending on how you imported your character, where you got it from and stuff. One go into nipple site instead of going from nipple to top of breast. That could have been how you imported the model that made it set up like that. Yeah. Shadow. But generally, you want to you want to consider it as more of like, it's not really what's the best way. It's more like what works for what you're wanting to do. So if it does work right now, if you already have an avatar where the breastbones work, I wouldn't worry about it because unless you're looking to make edits for them, um, but just move them around. Make backups, move them around, and see how you can tweak it. How do I? Where's my thing right there? Got my blade gradient. It's above it. Gotcha. There we go. Okay, so I need this to be masked. Bam. This looks very detailed. We're just about to reach the end, but yes, we're trying to pump up the detail. I've slowly been falling more and more in love with texturing. It's great. Like sculpting and texturing, that's really where you make the magic happen, so to speak. Oh, I always do that. Copy that. Extract this. Delete this folder. Paste this here. And this is what we'll use. Basically the same thing that we just did on this other guy. Now we have a nice little shadow. The edge. Boom. Oh yeah. How long does it usually take you to do a singular avatar? If I'm working really fast, 1 week. If I'm working at my normal pace, generally around 2 weeks. And if I'm going kind of slow, 3 weeks. That's kind of my usual uh, uh, balance there. On average, 2 weeks. He's sending booba pics to Sam. Show me your neep nops. Show me your neep nops. Send noodles. Stop. It's just a technical question. Technically boob. Sam can be very tech savvy. I know all about those techniques. All about them. All right. You have to send to the whole chat. Did you post it in my Discord? Bum, 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 bum. Should see Era's tech savvy's very savvy indeed. How do you know? Mm. Why stand on sword? uh, right now we just have everything kind of separated. We haven't gotten to the part where I can move it. Um, so right now everything's kind of these separate objects. So I have to wait till I combine things in order to separate them properly. Um, but there's no issue because when I'm painting, everything is in its kind of its blown up position. So there's no issues. But it is funny that he's standing on it. Scared you there, didn't I? Scared for you. It's a big tail. It's a big tail. Someone asked me on Discord my comm information. Say big tail one more time and you'll summon Era. Just appears. Hey! Le Monde Informatique. Thank you for the subscription. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Le Monde? Le Monde? Le Monde. Um, all right. Well, he'd be welcome. Era has arrived. All right. So, I think we're good to start some rigging now. I'm pretty sure. We've got the vertex countdown. We've got almost everything textured. Seems. I'm just trying to think if I'm missing anything. I don't think so. I think we can go ahead and start. All right. So, save here. I'm going to close Painter because it's a ginormous program. Pretty good for only like 4 hours of sleep. I bet after lunch, though, I will crash. um, I think I already made a backup copy for the pre-rigging, but we'll just make another one. I'm paranoid. All right, let's turn off the hair and the clothing. Just going to be looking at character in this view. Then we're going to enter Auto Rig Pro. Okay, I got this. Boom. Interesting. You don't want any bone, any fizz bone to be perfectly straight because that yields some weird behavior. Most fizz bones you want to have a little bit at an angle. But as for the setup here, I don't mind showing this. Uh, as for the like why it's like this, my guess, you want to double check the order. My guess is this is the first bone, and then this is the second, and then this is the third. So, like this order for bones. Um, that is definitely an unusual setup. There's a good chance that if you imported this from Unity, your bones might be set up a bit improperly. So you may want to go back to your import settings and look at things like see what settings you have in here. You might be able to change some of that to see if it, like if you have force connect children on, that could definitely change what your bones look like when you import them. So I would first double check this. Um, Also, you can go into Unity and look at them too. So if you have your bone, you could grab it and rotate it to see how it's actually built. Because if you are not sure if that's actually how it's supposed to be set up, I would just find a way to verify what the original version was doing. Trying to think. Yeah, I think that would be my best guess. As for why it's like that, why it's actually looking like that, my guess is they might be using, if this is how it is actually set up, my guess is they might be using some sort of constraint system. Like they have these bones pointed at the top here, uh, with like an aim constraint. So they'll move and jiggle, but then when the sizes change, potentially it updates the physics automatically. But that's just a guess. Other than that, that's not a setup I've seen before. And sorry if that's not very helpful. Okay, rigging. Rigging. What was this? And so we'll select everything, say auto rig pro, get selected objects, full body, add neck, boom, add chin, boom, shoulders, wrists, spine, ankles. Facial. Yeah, again, I would just review. It's not, but it's just a little interesting for me because this need to have some role. But now, when I remodel him to more natural shape, these extra bones make a top part of breast shake after time, shaking this one part with delay. Original list looks good, but on remodeled, it's strange. Interesting. Um, yeah, hard to say because it sounds like you're kind of the in the kind of exploring like a corner case or a problem that not often um, encountered. So a little hard for me to judge, but That's my best insight for now. Right. You can ask author about this, but I think I've been waiting so long for reply because he is from Japan too. This creator is so popular. The creator then most likely has a Discord. A lot of Avatar creators have Discords, so while the creator may not be able to respond, if you find their Discord community, some other people may have answers for you. Well, good luck, and yeah, I'm intrigued to know what the actual reason for that setup is. All right, so we got the basic rig here. Ooh, dang it. That's okay. So one thing you always want to double check with your character. I should have done this before painting, so that the feet are actually on the floor. My time is gone. Time to go touch grass, tea with friends. Thank you for trying to get this. Absolutely, Estrella. Good luck with your work, and definitely enjoy your day. So it should be a beautiful day. Spring is upon us. Well, if you're in the northern hemisphere. Thank you too. Have a nice day. Same to you. Same to you. I'll be here all week if you want to come back. And we'll go ahead and delete that hierarchy there. I'm going to delete the reference too. Then we have to turn on all of our retopo objects. Okay. Now we're looking at every single retopo object. Set those. Beautiful day till 2:30 or so, lol. And then it'll be oh, tornado time. It's tornado time. Right about there. Wait, should have saved the amount I moved. That way. Do the same with the skeleton. should be good positioning there. Okay, turn off the clothing and the hair and the eyes. We'll leave the eyes on. All badly. All right. Well, how many times can I say all right in the span of 45 minutes till lunch? The game is afoot. The game is afoot. Is that a tail? For the tail, we'll say 12. We'll say 12. 12 bones for the tail. Make it extra whippy. Can't go wrong with more tail. You're not wrong. You are not. More tail, more better. More betterer. My tail's more betterer than yours. Did I put that there? Must have. Must have. Which means I just missed this one. Oh Lord, let me click. This process is tedious, but worth it. Boom. Hmm. All right. Bingies positioned. My God, them fingies positioned. Now back into limb options. Let's set this to 4. Some nice details on our ear here. Then eye looks good. That looks good. Lips look good. Jaws positioned. Teeth are positioned correctly. All right. Save. Yeah, match to rig. All right. So now we can select everything. Select the rig. And we'll say skin voxelized. Turn off preserve volume. Turn on scale fix. Save. Bind. All right. Then on the body, I'm going to remove all vertex groups, all tail vertex groups. And on the tail, we'll do the opposite. Take all the tail groups and delete the rest. There we go. And then for the horns, we can actually go ahead and find the head. And assign it fully. That should be about it from right off the bat, right off the rip. And looking pretty good. Okay. I'll be right back. I'm going to go refill my coffee, and then we'll do the final 30 minutes before lunch. Be right back. Just okay. So we got the body moving and grooving, and we'll start with the weight painting from the bottom up. Keep the shape of the foot there a little bit better. And let's smooth, set this to selected pose bones. Awesome. Okay. Then we'll do the side of the knee. Usually I do put in a kneecap. And I will do so here as well. First things first, just smooth it. Get a little bit more form in there. And then we do want to limit the influence from one twist bone to another. Ooh, movement. Moving. Go Reuben. Oh, looks like we got some of the fingers in there. We do want some influence there, because it is weird when the groin doesn't stretch at all. That always is weird. Just doesn't work. So we gotta balance that. Wait, one strength is here. No, other way. This way. Okay. That looks pretty good. Some arm squish there. I guess. A little bit more influence than that on there. All Pretty solid. Usually trying to avoid too much stretching here. That's kind of like one or two ways, like balance it or separate it between the two bones. I'm gonna remove it completely because I have a feeling it's attached to the inside of the mouth. I don't want that. I don't want that. The other difficult part with rigging is almost always the eyebrows, ears, and stuff have way too much influence on other things. Other things. Can't see. Moving the other side of the head. But it shouldn't. Really should not. There we go. Just removing the eyebrows completely from influence. Also, we will do the same with the eyelids. Let me take that back. What happens if we just move it right? Are we graced with a good rig? A good weight? Very rarely does that happen. All right. This is for the nose, right? Let's just get rid of that. Yeah. Yeah. If I do that, should be fine. Okay. Probably one of the cleanest weights so far that I've seen. Let's turn on mirror. And we'll smooth these ones. Remove. Right, no, I still have the mirror modifier on. Didn't have to do it that way. Whatever. Okay. I think what we do is what I've started liking to do is like select the chunks of mesh that I know for sure should be 100% weighted to something. And just kind of building up those selections. Bam. Okay, so now we've got all the eye bones with a chunk of mesh we want them to have. And what we'll do is smooth all of them multiple times. So now they should all have some decent overlap. I think these middle ones we will, top and bottoms, we will smooth a little bit more. Interesting. This is always one of the weirdest parts of making characters, getting the eyelid to work right. This takes me forever. Faster, but generally one of the harder ones. Good morning, Sam. How's the week started? Hello, Skyfire. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Week is starting off well. Monday went well. We got a decent amount done on the character. We have pretty much the texturing done at this point. Sorry, I was closing my door. So texturing's pretty much done. And now we're starting to make a move. Full 360 here. Now we're on to the dreaded rigging. I kind of look forward to it, but it is always a challenge. That's for sure. Okay, I'm not quite sure what that tool is, but that's really nice. What is this? Average. That's actually really useful. Had say my week started fine, but weekend was spooky. Met Crasher, and that sound was horrible. Oh no, that's a little rough. Do you mean like someone, some sort of like scare crash, scare crasher? Hmm. That actually does work. Interesting. Danger person crashed with some kind of sound. It was like bugging and glitching. Yeah, person goes by name of Danger. There's a lot of Crasher avatars out there. Usually people are not terrible with them, but the trend of people doing more and more private instances is probably um, because of that. Partly because of that. Hmm. Something else must have some influence on it. I can go into edit mode and I actually can look directly at the vertex groups. So the lip has an influence. So stay eyelid bottom corner. Hmm. Interesting. That's actually kind of cool that I could just do that. Fucking I want to just kind of tweak where I want it positioned and just go in and move these around. provided I know what I'm doing. And I guess these weights should actually be the same. Copy. I can copy them. Copy active vertex to other selected vertexes. Okay, so. Oh, wow. Okay. So much control. I love it. The power. I do love when I learn something that I just go, oh, well, that's going to make my life a lot easier. Can I just copy and paste? But I can add this to quick favorites. Also Shift R helps a lot. Interesting. Cool stuff. Can I smooth these vertices or something? Smooth the weights of selected vertices. That would be cool. Blender. Smooth weights of selected vertices. Okay. I can actually just go into weight paint, set this mask, and then hit smooth. All groups. But again, make sure I'm selecting that. Smooth. Okay. So there's actually some math we can use here that is pretty interesting. So oops. So we have three. Let's switch the views really quick. So if we like the weights, oh my god, we like the weights on our edge, then all we really need to do is copy. Confusing. So I have triangulate on. All we really need to do is get this interior edge exactly as we like it, and then copy the weights to the other vertices here, and then just increase the amount of influence the head has as we go down. So they'll have the same movement, but divided by a certain amount. That could work really well. Aura West, what's up? Love your stream. Thank you. It's quite entertaining. Keep it up. Got some suggestions for you. Very helpful. Proving mine. Add me on Discord. Yinkus. No, thank you. Yeah, that's gonna work really nicely. I can go in here. And if I take this, so I'm gonna copy it and take this one, go to if I say normalize, give this all. This is all. I would really like the head group. So I guess I have to go to the head, assign it directly like this. Okay, so we'll say weight 0.5, assign. And so that puts it here. But what's interesting is that I could say this one is like, let's just get rid of all the groups. And then this one will actually be head 1. So this one doesn't move at all. Yeah, head. And then I can copy this one again. Select this one and give head weight 0.75. Sign. So that means that this point will always be, if this point is 1 and this point is 0, then I can say to each one, you should be at halfway. And then you should be at 0.75% from your initial position, not between 0 and 1. So I guess it's a little deceptive because it's from your original spot to your new spot. Full movement, half, 75%. Okay, but that makes sense. And it's a little tedious. Sure. But there's gotta be a faster way to copy it. Let's see. Blender, copy vertex weights to selection, between selections. That's what I've been doing. See it there. Let's say that I have this loop. This loop and this loop. Okay, so we have 2 loops selected, and we want to say mesh weights quantize. Level, smooth, limit total, locks. No. Okay, but here's what I can do. Here's what will work better. So I'll do one at a time. I'll make sure that, so process wise, I start with the inner loop. I make sure that one's good. Make sure I like how the inner loop can move. And then I copy the weights from the main one to each of these other ones. Boom, boom. And then I'll select the loops and one at a time assign them to the head group. And that should be a very quick and fast way to edit all of this. Yeah. So okay. And then this first loop in here definitely should have no influence from the head. Oh, we should also copy the other way. These ones should copy these ones. But on this one, it should have, let's say, only 25% weight from the head, so assign. And then this one should only have, or should have 75% weight. Assign. And then this one should have 100% assigned to the head. And I can ensure that that happens by saying copy. All right. Ooh. We'll just have to wait it out up on the top. Interesting idea. That'll probably be my de facto way to rig eyes now. There's got to be ways to make that even more precise. Like if I had a selection of quads, I would love to define one edge being 0 for the weight of a bone, and this edge being 1. Not right now, but that's something to think about. Okay. And then I wonder if we have some other options in here that will be nice too. Weights, clean active groups. What the? Oh, and then is that because I've already copied and pasted the weights? It must be. It must be. There's no way. That's got to be an artifact of what I just did. Maybe. Normalize. And then get rid of everything. So we could say mesh, normalize all. Boom. And then clean anything below 0.1. Let's try that again. Mesh, weights, total. Anyway, just thinking. Let's double check I didn't break the rest of my rigging that I've done. Still looks good. Because I just normalized it. That shouldn't change much. I feel like I'm really close to figuring out the proper way for me to rig things. um, hmm. Anyway, it is time for me to go get some food. It is noon. I bet I could speed up my eye and lip rigging any sort of orifice. I think there's actually probably a method there. You could just break it down into some very concrete steps. I'm gonna have to do that at some point. Some sort of algorithm or something. Who knows? Thank you all for hanging out with me this morning. I'll be back very soon. For anyone that is new here, I do 2 streams per day. So we just finished the first one. I'll be back for the second one. But thank you all for hanging out. Zoom, Windy, Astra, Sky, Skyfire, Double Sky, Zoom. I already said Zoom, Arctic, anyone else that's lurking out there. Playfuls Fox, thank you for coming by. I hope you all have an amazing day. Arctic, have a nice break. I absolutely will. And yeah, we'll be back soon for more. I think we'll be able to finish the rigging pretty quickly. If not today, then tomorrow for sure. And then we're in the final stretch. But I'll be back soon. See you all in just a moment. Bye, everyone. Bye. Catch you in a bit. Sounds good.